getting into colleges these days is not like getting into colleges when we were younger. I hear peer parents all the time saying that I was completely unprepared for what getting into college is now. I thought it would be like when I went to college and it was just a simple essay, and it's not that anymore. It's a whole process if you're looking at, finding good schools, good fits, where it's going to fit in your budget, all those things. And so it really is a process now.
I would 100,000% recommend y'all. It made the experience not so daunting and so scary because like there's so many things to keep track of and all these essays and wondering if you're doing the right things, not doing the right things. It's very, very scary. And having someone be with you through the whole experience and be very personal with your experience and what you're writing, it is so incredibly helpful. And it made the whole process so much easier.
But everything's done in these bite-sized little pieces that gives them time to think everything through, to process it, to make good decisions. And so when you do it all the way like that, I think it's so much less overwhelming and a better result for sure.
Y'all were pretty much always available. Like if I had a question on an essay or an application, I could send y'all an email or a text and y'all would respond incredibly helpfully and then pretty quickly as well. If I sent it in the morning, I'd have it by the nighttime. It was very, very helpful through the whole process.
And I might add that with James, he was so good. I think it was weekly even. I knew exactly where she was at all times and whether or not I needed to give the small parental nudge here and there. And it was really helpful for me not to feel overwhelmed and wonder, oh, I wonder if they're actually getting anything done. I wonder where I always knew where she was at, and it was very helpful.
Like working with y'all, I remember specifically Anjali had me fill out this worksheet that was like everything that I wanted out of college, what I wanted the town to be like, stuff like that. And doing that worksheet in itself was very eye-opening to that. I didn't want a bigger city. I wanted something smaller. I didn't want all these things and all that. It was very incredibly helpful and kind of narrowed me down to the UK and those state schools that I did end up choosing. I would say the biggest thing was the summer programs. For the first one that I did, Baconia, I mostly worked with you, Anjali, and you helped me find that and all that stuff. And then again with Sotheby's, writing the essay for that was definitely a big, big thing. But in and of itself, finding the actual courses, the actual schools was very, very helpful because I wouldn't have been able to find them on my own as well as y'all did. So that was incredibly helpful. I mean, Sotheby's like completely like showed me that that is what I want to do. That is exactly what I want. That was very, very helpful.
The fit of the college goes hand in hand with the fit of the city, which I think y'all are really good at looking at as well, whether or not the college is going to be a class size of, 5,000 versus a class size of 60. Those things are really important. And I think y'all do a really good job of getting to know them so that you know the size of the school, the size of the classrooms, how much the teacher to student ratio is, the quality of life they're going to have in the city that they're in. It's all just so important. It's the complete package.
The biggest help was definitely with the essays and everything, especially applying to an international school. There's different grammar things or societal things that are very different than here in America. So having someone that has experience with that was so incredibly helpful. And then it also kind of in a way keeps you accountable with making sure you're up to date with all of your deadlines and making sure you're not getting like too far behind with everything, writing and application wise. I'll be doing curating in art history at the University of York. Very excited to go to a city so full of like history and like it just is an incredible place. I'm very excited.
I think that it's really helpful to them to be able to narrow down, and y'all ask good questions, and it's helpful the whole process and then finding their actual path, a degree that's good for them, that's going to be interesting to them, even if it's multiple kinds. That way they're working towards that path. I think that it is really helpful as a mom that you're not the one nagging them all the time to stay on track. It really is a wonderful thing if you can do that. And honestly, I think the best thing overall is that both Megan and Mackenzie have found, like I said, the perfect city, the perfect school, the perfect degree. And that's through this whole process. It's been wonderful.